So, you've decided to translate. Great. Probably the next step will be that you send a request for information to different translation agencies that you think might be a good fit for you. My name is Marek, and I'll give you 7 things that the translation agencies should tell you, but they don't. Let's check them out. The first question we usually hear from our potential clients is, what process do you have for translation? Translation process consists of several steps. The first step is file preparation and analysis. Then the files go to translation. Then they are checked. Then they go to revision and review. Actually, there might be several more steps in this process. For example, functional testing, linguistic testing, quality assurance. It all depends on your needs. Another thing you should hear from your translation provider is about the things you need to get started. For example, is there any glossary? Should they prepare a glossary? Is there any style guide you have? Should they prepare another style guide? Apart from these things, there are also other discussions you need to have with your potential provider. For example, do you need them to integrate with your system? Do you need any kind of connector, any kind of additional services? It all matters. The next thing, pricing. The thing that everyone is crazy about. But one thing is certain. Your potential provider should be totally open about the pricing with you. The next thing you should discuss with your potential translation provider is if they provide any integrations or any connections to your systems. So, there are like 50 or 60 or 70 existing integrations in the market. If they don't exist, you can write your custom integrations using APIs. It's all important before you start your collaboration, because what integrations do, they simply save you time and money. You don't have to exchange the files using the emails. You need to attach, 50 megabytes attachment to your email and send it to your provider and then send it back, and it's like 7 or 10 loops like that. Nobody wants that. That's why it's so important. Another thing that your potential translation provider should be totally open with you about is the services they offer. And what's more important, other services they offer apart from translation. A case in point might be machine translation post-editing. Another case in point, it's a very hype thing now, is transcreation. So don't worry, don't be scared, ask them, and they should be totally open about what they offer. Another thing you might want to discuss with your potential provider, and the thing that sometimes, I don't know the reason why, they might not be willing to reveal to you, is content types they cover and the industries they cover. Industries are important, and experience in certain industries is important, because the translation provider you want to work with needs to be ready to handle all the jargon and specific language that is used in a specific industry. Content types, the experience is very important because there are several content types, and not all agencies are good in all of them. So some agencies are good in marketing materials, some agencies are good at technical documentation, and others are great in software localization, in user interface localization. You need to take this into account. The last thing you should hear from a potential translation or localization provider is their core languages, is the languages that they cover. There are different sizes of agencies, different sizes of translation companies. There are small companies, mid-sized companies, there are big companies, and actually not all of them provide the same number, the same expertise in the languages they have on their list. So you need to be inquisitive about it. You need to ask them what their core languages are. What are the languages they feel great at, and what are the languages they are so-so and don't feel great at. This is very important for the future collaboration. So, these are the 7 things you should hear from your potential translation provider. You have a full list. You can now send out your request for information. Good luck!